Should the religious know their stuff? Well, that depends on what stuff you mean. Let's see Evidential University define stuff and stuff. So, the good pastor, whose name I will never try to say because I'll just butcher it, from the ironically named Evidential University, continues his advice for Christians who are dealing with the so-called atheist brigade. But when he tells Christians that they should know their stuff, should we take that seriously, or should we realize that the religious are only going to know what their clergy tells them, and no more than that? Let's find out as we watch him fail once again against atheism.
Every time you debate an atheist, there's one thing you have to know. You have to know your stuff.
Yes, it would be nice if the religious knew their stuff. Unfortunately, most don't, and even beyond knowing what's going on in their Bible or other holy books, they need to know if that stuff is worth knowing in the first place, which pretty much none of them do. Because whether you like it or not, reading to me out of a book of primitive mythology without being able to prove that said book has any validity, that's not going to impress me.
Remember, they are militant. Some are aggressive. Some have the in-your-face kind of attitude.
You're describing a lot of Christians there, pal. Sorry. You don't find a lot of atheists setting up soapboxes on street corners and screaming at people. You don't find a lot of atheists picketing soldiers' funerals. You don't see atheists strapping on bomb vests or shooting abortion doctors, or, since I assume this guy is in Africa somewhere, you don't see atheists murdering albinos to use their internal organs in magical ceremonies. Theists do those things. And you call us militant.
Some are passionate about what they do, so you must know your stuff.
And we go around banging on people's doors on Sunday mornings so that we can share the good news of atheism. Oh wait, we don't do that. That's your side. I forgot.
Understand this. Most of the atheist brigade or the full soldiers, those that are just coming up, don't even involve in philosophical atheism that we know.
That was kind of a run-on, so here's what I got out of it. He thinks that atheists don't engage in philosophy or philosophical arguments, which, since I have no idea what his personal experience is, I can't say that he's wrong where he is. But where I am in the first world, atheists absolutely, positively do understand and engage in philosophical arguments with the religious and tend to know a lot more about it than the religious do. Now, I'm giving this guy the benefit of the doubt that atheists where he is actually act like this, instead of this being a giant straw man designed to discredit the opposition. Am I being too nice here?
So you don't have to know everything about philosophy or everything about how to show the existence of God or that reason. But at least do your homework well and know the basic things.
That would be great, considering how many theists I run into who have no clue what they supposedly believe or why they would take any of this nonsense seriously. Because really, and this is just my own personal opinion based on my own experiences, but the religious are absolutely terrible at this. They haven't bothered to examine the things they believe from any kind of intellectual perspective. So yes, they should know the basics, because most can't even manage to do that.
Questions they have to ask. Questions that you expect them to ask. The arguments that they put forth are nothing new.
Hey, I'm totally with you, pal. I want Christians to understand all about the beliefs they profess to hold, because maybe if they had any clue what they were, or how they were supported, or in reality how they're not supported, more of them would realize just how ridiculous the whole thing is, and give it up. Ask questions, look for answers, stop believing on blind faith.
We have debated about these things forever, and it probably is going to continue until you and I are gone.
Mostly because your side has no evidence but endless faith, and our side has no faith and we demand evidence. Your side doesn't care if your beliefs are defensible, you hold them emotionally. We reject emotionalism and expect you to be able to defend your beliefs rationally. Two sides separated by a common language.
So know your stuff, basic stuff, and then build upon. And the more you do this, the more you can be good at it.
I don't think you can be good at it. You might be good at rationalizing away the objections to your silly beliefs. Just because you desperately want these things to be true, that doesn't mean that they're true.
For some of us, we've done it for so many years. So there's nothing that they're going to say that we haven't heard of.
Just because you've been doing this for a long time doesn't mean that your arguments are good or based in logic, reason, or critical thinking. Just because you spend 50 years wallowing in pig manure doesn't mean the smell goes away. You just get used to it. And I like to add that there's nothing atheists haven't already heard and debunked about your beliefs and apologetics. You simply refuse to acknowledge that you've been defeated. That doesn't mean that you haven't been.
And when they say it, we are ready for them because we have the evidence on our side.
And where might that evidence be? I hate to keep going back to the dictionary as I've done in past videos, but these people don't know what the hell these words mean. Evidence, by definition, is the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. They have none of that. No facts, no information, just empty claims that they think ought to be evidence, but really isn't.
Thanks for watching. I am Militant for Evidential University.
Once again, YouTube fails miserably. This time, he's Cadet's Etymology for Evidence on University. Oh, YouTube, never change. Wait, no. YouTube, please change. Get better. Stop failing.
And I'll see you next time.
Indeed. The good pastor here isn't really saying anything in any of those videos that we haven't seen before, because I think it's part of the standard operating procedure for the religious. They buy into the regular load of religious nonsense, and then they preach to the choir that said nonsense is worth believing in, and that atheists are their enemies because they're immune to their hysterical religious screeching. Unfortunately, and I can't speak for the atheist in his area, only myself, but I'm not the enemy of the religious. The religious are the enemy of reason, logic, and skepticism. They're not interested in reality any more than the flat earth fools are interested in the overwhelming proof that their beliefs are not rationally founded. Because this is all feels over reals, emotionally coddling crap that nobody with half a brain ought to take seriously. So I'm guessing that while this guy is telling Christians to know their stuff, he doesn't really want them to know all of it. Just the religiously approved versions that don't ask too many questions and don't expect you to push your own beliefs to the test. I'd love to see the religious get more educated on their own beliefs, but most aren't interested because becoming educated means proving that these are things that are irrational to believe. And we can't have that, can we?